Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Scavenger. Welcome to another episode of Artemis. Before we get started with this one, I just want to say there is some scenes that I skipped, mainly because it was a lot of just female characters, and I just feel like it wouldn't have been good. I wouldn't have been able to portray it well. Way too many characters. So we skipped it, but I'll just tell you, briefly about what happened. Anyways, girls from the sorority, they were all talking amongst each other, and June can't get a hold of Nathan, so they're all going to help out basically to try to get a hold of him. And Paige told the rest of the sorority girls what happened with the arena interview with Nathan and all that, and kind of how everything seems to be crumbling in around them at the moment. But that's really it. So I don't think there was a whole lot of content missed by skipping that part. But if you want to play it yourself, feel free. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into this, and now we're hopefully back on like a path that I'm comfortable with. I guess you could say. Anyways, we're here with Kendra. Looks like she's working on her motorcycle, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, hard at work. I think she's back at her place with her bike. 'Cause I also see Nathan's car back there. Hey. Oh, hey Nathan. How you feeling? Okay, I guess. Sorry for overreacting yesterday. It's fine. I don't know what happened yesterday. I blame myself mostly for dropping something like that out of nowhere. Oh no, I know what he's apologizing for. He kind of spaced out when she showed him her lab, her secret laboratory. So I think he had like a short circuit in his brain. So is Delgado's work not up to your standards anymore? The bike still giving you issues? It's not that. I tinker with things whenever I'm feeling worried, anxious, or whatever. My mom was the same. Do you have a minute to talk? Yeah, of course. Do you mind if I continue with my bike meanwhile? Oh yeah, sure. I just have so many questions. Um, hmm. Actually, I think his first questions would be Artemis. So how long has what state is she in? Talking about Artemis? Yeah. It's hard to say. I'm not too familiar with the code. She can open her eyes though and look around. It's creepy as fuck. Since she's pretty much in a shell right now. Temperature moderation, I think that function broke. She overheats sometimes. I need to figure out how she can cool herself. When I tested her balancing, it scared the shit out of me. I was tilting her little by little. Then I'd let her drop back on the bed. A fucking hypnic jerk made her jolt. I wasn't expecting it. I ran out of that fucking place so fast. She can consume human food as well. She's got a digestive system and all. I guess my parents wanted her to enjoy the pleasure of a tasty meal. Which makes me even more curious as to what my parents' goal for Artemis was. What about the part of the coding that would make her aware? My parents got far enough to set a foundation, but before they could complete the conscious part of it, that's when they had their accident. I'm sorry. It's okay. Anyways, when you wake her up, her eyes will open, but she's not going to react or be aware of anything. In vegetative state, if I had to describe it in other words. What about power? Is she solar like Coco? Well, Coco no longer runs on solar. Anyways, about Artemis, how should I put this? Her power core is... no clue. I reviewed all the patents and schematics my parents left to my name. None of them, not a single one, mentions the core that powers her. So unless I can reverse engineer it, we'll need to take special care of it, because if it breaks, that's it. The tech is really interesting though. I can tell my parents put a lot of effort into it. I mean, more than usual. I ran the numbers on that thing, and if my math is correct, it could power Central Point City 24/7 for a few centuries. That's crazy. Anyways, Coco isn't solar powered anymore? No. I snooped around my mom's lab and she was working on some recyclable fuel or some shit. It was designed for small engines, so I figured I'd experiment with it on Coco's new body. And so far it seems to work. I guess my big question is, say we finish Artemis, then what? She would experience life, be conscious. I'm no philosopher, but I mean, if for even a moment she's alive, do we shut her off after? That's the same as killing her, no? Or could we choose to keep her alive? Then what? We condemn her to whatever role we feel is best? No human would want to be subjugated. Would it be fair to do it to an Artemis? Sorry, these are heavy questions. I don't expect answers right now. What about... I guess we can ask about our parents a little bit. Kendra, about your parents. Their business. Who took over? Obviously, being 15 back then, I couldn't take over. And well, my parents were carrying the company. With them out of the picture, it couldn't stay afloat. The schematics and patents, all placed in my name. I don't know what they were thinking. They never really told me, nor was it mentioned in the will. If I had to guess, it was probably to prevent any sharks from trying to salvage assets or make poor knockoffs of my parents' tech. And the contracts with the military? Done with, I guess. Without my parents to provide a steady flow of tech, everything else followed them when they passed. Of course, Tower, when it was TW at the time, took over producing things for them. Okay. Can you hand me the small wrench next to you? The small one. So the smallest one would be obviously the 10 millimeter. I think. Wow, that almost made me wet. Good guess. Good guess. What do you do? That wasn't a guess. That was an educated, precise decision. Hey, I know some things. So, that workshop. How's it sustained? Central Point Solar Farm. Donated by my parents, I don't know, a couple decades ago, if I remember right what they said. So this place gets free juice as a thanks from the city. The workshop is unlisted though, and this warehouse was placed in my uncle's name. He was supposed to transfer ownership when I turned 18, but he never got around to it. Makes no difference though, I hope. Oh, so she doesn't own it, so she could possibly lose it at some point. The solar farm though, I built a much smaller one about a mile from here as a backup. Oh, that's good. I can show you sometime. One thing at a time, Kendra. We go there and you'll be like, hey, by the way, there's another secret bunker where I'm building a 70-story mech. It's actually just 50. I'm totally kidding. Okay, that would be great though. What about your DJ career? I looked you up the other day out of curiosity. You're a lot more popular than you initially let on. Not that it really matters to me, I just thought it was odd of you to leave out details like that. I'm really sorry you feel that way. I had no intentions of leaving out details about my career. That's just me being humble, I guess. Like I said, I don't care about the fame, I just like making music. The fame, I mean, I barely even think about it. I don't even do big tours. I play in large shows for a weekend, and sometimes I collaborate with other groups for larger shows. I don't measure myself by fame. I love music and I like making it. I'm simply sharing it with whoever is willing to listen. People want to call me a stuck-up bitch for not wanting to do after parties, interviews, or private gatherings. I'm okay with that. I don't do it for them. I do it for me. That's noble. It's okay. I wasn't trying to accuse you of anything. But still, working on Artemis? Who knows how long that'll take? What if it means you have to leave your career behind? And geez, all that stuff down there? I feel like you could be bigger than Tower. I may be a lost cause who can't keep his shit together, but you have so much potential outside your music. What did that cunt do to you? You used to be the guy with all the answers. Now you're so full of doubts about yourself. I mean, Kendra, you're a damn engineering genius. Why leave it all behind you? Some of us will go their entire lives doing what they feel is best simply because they're good at it. Then, when they're old, they ask themselves, what if? Man, I really enjoy being an engineer, but what if I took up a job? I don't know, doing dog sitting or some shit. Sorry, that was a shitty example. The point is, I love music. It really helped me get through the mourning of my parents. The fact that I can create music that also brings good vibes to others, and I don't have to show my face? Nathan, it's the best feeling for me. Also, it's not like I don't use my talents at all. My helmet has a bunch of fancy tech in it, several holographic HUDs that make travel much better and somewhat safer for motorcyclists. My parents came up with a holotech way before Tower did. But due to their contract, they weren't able to release it at consumer level. I also installed a retinal scanner that links to my phone for complete hands-free operation when writing. I also tried making my own assistant. I mean, I did, but it's super janky. Oh, are you talking about Kai? Yep. What is... Oh, this is Kendra. I almost didn't recognize her. Okay. Hey, Kai. Play some sexy music. Resuming sex muse. Oh no. Oh no. No. Kai. TV off. I'm so sorry. Uh-huh. Maybe traumatizing a little bit. Who knows? My parents absolutely love doing what they did. And that said, maybe I have it the other way around. Maybe being a DJ is fun, but is it really what I want? Building cool shit? I've only built things for my own use. I could be helping people who lost their limbs or whatever. Fuck, dude. What if I could somehow bridge the gap between cybernetic optics and organic optic nerves? The literal cure for blindness. Huh. I'm sorry, Nathan. I guess I can't really answer that question yet. I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. I mean, so, for once you'd like to see what it's like to work on something for the world? Kendra, that's a big step that you may or may not be able to come back from. Your quiet and peaceful life will be gone. I already kind of blew that chance myself when sending Zach those clips. But I never got to say goodbye to my parents. The accident happened while I was in Europe with my cousins, and I'm hoping this is a closure I'm looking for. After coming back, we all planned to work on a small project together. Something made by the Capulettis. My parents were always so busy. We never really got to build anything from scratch together. This time it would have been just us three, from start to finish. I don't know what they had planned, but it would have been amazing anyways. I don't know what plans they had for Artemis, but I need to finish her. You can still step away from this. I won't hate you for that. I'll still find a way to finish her. Damn. We're gonna hold her. Hold her and give her love. Kendra, I'm so sorry. I know exactly how you feel. I really do. Poor Kendra. Maybe we don't have the answer to Artemis' purpose now, but the journey towards her completion could show it to us. Come here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. I'm really liking this story so far. So, if you did, go ahead and smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.